Welcome to GausRoth Tutorials. I'm GausRoth, and today we're going to create a waypoint system. And just to give you kind of an idea, I have brought in my Cat Knight from Medieval Battlefields, and I'm going to show you the actual waypoint system that I have created for that. This has been sized down a little bit, but everything is pretty much still in the same order. So if I go into play, now we can see that he's moving up because he was like halfway in the ground, but he's moving up into the direction of the center of the waypoints. And in Medieval Battlefields, I have a bridge right here, and he's just going to follow this waypoint system and kind of see where they are with these lines here. That's kind of neat. Oh, they stopped here. That's too bad. But he's going to follow this, and it's in a giant circle. So he's just going to keep going around, and then once he gets to this, it sends him an event with the next waypoint. So to kind of go over it a little bit, we have the Cat Knight script and the Cat Knight waypoint script. So what the Cat Knight waypoint script holds is just two object variables and then a list. So the two object variables are the next waypoint. So if I click on our cube here, which is this one, our neighbor 1 is tied to this one, and then this one is tied to this one. When world is started, we're adding neighbor 1 to the neighbors list. And then when get next waypoint is received with the Cat Knight, we are sending set next waypoint to the Cat Knight with a random item from neighbors. Now currently I do not have the second neighbor set up. We will go through that in a little bit. But that is pretty much all my waypoint script does. And then if we go over to the Cat Knight script, we can look at the variables. I have a variable for the first waypoint, start them off. We have the next waypoint boolean. We have our list of waypoints, which I don't need, so we can get rid of that. We have our current waypoint, which we don't need, and we have our move time. Now it doesn't matter what you have this set to because we are setting it in the script. We have our direction, so the direction the Cat Knight will go, and then the destination, so where is he going. And this is just so that he's facing in the right direction as he's going about the waypoint system. At start, we are sending patrol to self with our initial waypoint. So the initial waypoint is this first one here, so if I open this up, we can look at our waypoint is set to this first one. When he reaches that waypoint, we are getting, so on default, so if the distance from position of self, position of the cat, to the destination, which is the next waypoint, is less than 0.01 and get next waypoint is true, we are going to set get next waypoint to false to prevent it from running over and over again, and then we're sending get next waypoint to that waypoint with self. When set next waypoint is received with waypoint, we're setting our waypoint to that waypoint. This is actually not good. I need to change this name here to, I'm just going to call it WP. It's not good to have same names. So we're setting waypoint to WP, and then we're going to send patrol to self with waypoint. So it's the same send, except for now our waypoint has updated to whatever waypoint that waypoint gave us. Now for our patrol script, what we're doing is we are setting our destination to the position of the waypoint received. So we're setting direction to the normalized destination minus position of self, so that'll give us our direction. We're setting get next waypoint to true. We're setting move time to distance from position of self to destination. Now that is because if I were to remove this and then just set, say, speed to like 5, so it takes 5 seconds, and I hit, no, let's clear that, and I hit play. Now look how fast he's moving, now how slow he's moving. He's moving and move a little bit faster. So if we just use move time as a number, his speed will vary, but if I use the distance from position of self to destination, it will be more the same. Then we're going to move self to destination over move time divided by 2. Now the reason I do move time divided by 2 is because move time was a little too fast. Rotate self to look towards direction with up on the Y over 0.5 seconds. So what this does is it's rotating our cat knight so that it looks at the direction of the next waypoint. So it's looking at the next waypoint. It's rotating over 0.5 seconds. But that is pretty much it for the cat knight with a single patrol style waypoint system. So let me attach all the neighbors quick. Okay, so now I have all of the neighbors set up with their second neighbor, and I added this line to the when world starts. So now it's adding both of those neighbors to our neighbor list, and now it will randomly select one of those out of that list. So let's go ahead and start, and now it will randomly pick. So let's see which one it decides to go with. All right, it's going to go back, and now it will continue to pick one of the two. Now if you wanted to have 3, all you would have to do is add another object variable, connect it in the object panel, add another one here, and that's it. And then you can make it as complicated or as simple as you want. And that is pretty much it for the waypoint system. Don't mind the health bar and this trigger here. We don't need them. Those are for a different mechanic that's in Medieval Battlefield. So actually, let me, oh, I hate it when it does that, when it moves on you. Let me move this back here. Let me go into the group quick. We can get rid of that. We don't need this trigger. We don't need the health bar. We don't need this effect. We don't need this sound effect or this sound effect. However, our dude is facing the wrong direction. So let's turn him around. Oh, and he does have some projectile launchers in his eyeballs, but we don't need those either, but they can stay. And just to go over what a waypoint object panel looks like, we can open that up quick. And I actually do have them set to animated. I don't think I need them to, so let's select all of these. Open all of them and then just set them to none, because we're not actually doing anything to them. We're not moving them. We're not changing the colors. They don't need to be animated. We don't have a tag on it. We don't need to worry about color, texture, scale. The only thing about the scale, though, is you want to kind of make them the same height as this guy, because the center, my cat knight center is what moves to this center. So now for our cat knight group, it does have to be animated. We have our waypoint, which is set to our first cube, and the rest of this stuff is set in the script, so we don't have to do anything about that. Our attributes, we do have a tag on it. It doesn't need to be tagged. I have that tagged for something else. Oh, you gotta delete all but one. There we go. Physics is none, and then in our more tab, I have it set to objects tagged. That's because you can do damage to it in Medieval Battlefield, but that's not required here. Avatar attachable is not required. None of that stuff is required, and that should be everything we need for our cat knight to work. And here we are. Yep, and he's deciding he wants to go back this way. And let's see where he decides to go now. Oh, he's going for, oh, he's going back. Oh, geez, you're, now there is something we could do here. So like, we could remove the previous waypoint from the list to prevent him from going backwards, but that won't work in this setup, because then he would always go in the same direction. Now if you have multiple paths, that might be something that would be what we want, because then you could get all these crazy branching paths. Be good for like having enemies in a maze. This would work, and then having them pick the different routes. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for this waypoint system. Say hi to our friendly cat knight. He's friendly here. He's not friendly in medieval battlefields. You beware, because he will kill you. He's got laser eyes. He shoots lasers at you. Well, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this video, or have any suggestions for a future video, please let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you liked it, if you learned anything, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click on that notification bell so you are notified of all my future videos. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.